Hi friends, in this video we are going to learn conditional execution, that is if statement or if else statement. Okay, so this is a simple flow chart of conditional execution. Basically what conditional execution is, you test some condition. If it is satisfied, you execute some statements. If it is not, you execute some statement. Here I am checking, first I have assigned 4 to the variable x, and then I am checking whether it is less than 10 or not. If it is yes, then it prints smaller. If it is no, then it goes here. Again we are checking one condition here, okay, whether x greater than 20 or not. If it is yes, it print bigger. If it is no, it print finish. Okay, this is how conditional execution works. You test some condition. If it is yes, you can print some statements or you can execute some statements. If it is not satisfied, you can put some statement for execution. So this is a simple syntax of conditional execution in Python. See, x equal to 4 if x less than 10, and then I'm putting one colon here. That is the syntax for if statement. And then if this condition is satisfied, that is if x less than 10, okay, then whatever the statement you are going to put for the S statement, you need to indent. That means so if this condition is satisfied, then that corresponding statement should be indented. That means you can use space or tab. Okay, then after that space, after that tab, you can put the respective statements for if statement. Okay, then if that particular say for example, if this is satisfied, that means if this is true, it prints smaller. So if it is no, it directly comes here, it won't print smaller. Okay, directly comes here, and then it will start execute this if statement. So here we are checking x greater than 20. If it is true, then it executes its corresponding statement, that is print bigger. Okay, if it is not, then it goes out of if statement, then it execute the following statement, that is here print finish. So this is how conditional execution works. Take a look at this comparison operators. So this is less than, and then less than or equal to. So these are the operators we can use for comparison. Okay, you can use this operator to compare integers, float values, or even you can compare a string, anything. So first we have some 3 types, I think. Okay, one-way decision, and then two-way decision, nested decision, and then multi-way decision. Okay, so these are some types of some variants in if else statements. Okay, first we will see one-way decision. Here we are checking say x equal to 5. Okay, some value is stored in x. That value we are comparing in this statement. Okay, in this addition, in this x, whether x equal to 5, that means whether x is equal to 5 or not. If it is yes, it prints these 3 statements. You can use one statement also, or you can use 2 statements. That is depends upon your program needs. Okay, so here for understanding I used some 3 statements. If you want, you can use only one, no problem. If it is no, then directly it comes here. Here you can use any statement if you want. Again, if you want to check any other condition, you can put, or if you want to simply print it is not equal to 5, you can put here. Okay, first we will see some demo, then you will understand. So open Sublime Text. First save your file. So I'm going to say conditional.py. Okay, first we will see x equal to 4. So here I am assigning a value to the variable x. Value 4 is assigned to x. Then I am checking whether that particular x value is equal to 4 or not. So in this Sublime Text, it will automatically indent the statement that is followed by if statement. Okay, if you are using any other editor, you need to indent. So in Sublime and mostly on so many editors, it will automatically give that indent. Okay, so here I am, so in this if statement I am checking whether if x, that means x equal to 4, that colon. Okay, this is the syntax of if statement. So whether x equal to 4 or not. If it is yes, it will execute the statement followed by if statement. Okay, first we will execute this one. We will see we got yes. Okay, so I'm going to change here. Now save and then run again. See, it is not printing anything because the value is 5 in x. We are checking whether 5 equal to 4 or not. So this condition is failed actually. So that is why this yes string is not printed here. Okay, now run again. See, finished come. Okay, so basically here in if statement we checked one condition. If that condition is true, if that condition is satisfied, the intended statement will be executed. If it is not, it skips that statement and then it execute the statement followed by if. Okay, that's it. This is a simple if statement, that is a one-way decision. Okay, so here you can put anything you want. See, for example, I'm doing here and then I'm executing. See, so the value is 5 now. I've changed. I'm checking whether that x equal to 5 or not. Yes, it is equal to 5, so it is printing these two statements. Okay, then after that it comes out of the loop and then it executes the next statement, that is print finished. Okay, this is a simple one-way decision if statement. Okay, so we can also use nested if statements. So nested if statement is trying to use if statement within if statements. So that is what. So here we are checking x greater than 1. If it is yes, it is printing something. Okay, and then again we are using one if statement. That means again here we are checking one condition, then we are printing less than 100 if that condition is satisfied. If it is no, it goes here. Okay, I will show the demo. So first I have assigned value 5 here, and then I'm checking if x equal to 5 or not. Okay, x equal to 5 or not. If it is yes, it prints yes, and then again I'm checking one more condition here. I'm checking whether x is greater than 1 or not. If it is yes, it prints. So I'm going to use print statement. For example, let's say I'm checking whether it is greater than 10 or not. Okay, the value is 5. I'm checking whether it is equal to 5 or not. If it is equal to 5, then it execute this print statement, and then again I'm checking one more condition here using if statement, x greater than 10 or not. Okay, so that means 5 greater than 10 or not. Yes, it is less than 10. I'm using one statement here. Okay, so finally I'm saying this. So run. See, here we use 5 and then 5 is equal to 5, then it printing yes. Again we have checked here whether it is greater than 10 or not. 5 is not greater than 10, so that is why it is not printing this statement. Okay, directly it comes out of this if statement and then executed this finished. Okay, say for example whether it is greater than 4 or not, we'll check like this. Okay, and then I'm running. See, now this statement is executed because this condition is true now. Okay, because 5 is greater than 4, that is why we got this statement, this string in this output. Okay, this is you can use any number of if statement, nested ifs. Okay, also you can use one more nested if also, no problem. So that is your wish. So next is two-way addition. Okay, so in this two-way addition, first you have two statements to be executed based on that condition. You have one value, you're going to test some condition whether it is true. If it is true, it executes some statement. If it is not true, it executes some other statement. Okay, this is basically if else statement. Okay, if condition is true, it executes some statement, else it executes some statement. That's it. Okay, here x equal to 4, whether it is greater than 2, it prints bigger, not it print smaller. That's it. Okay, we will see. So I'm assigning a value 10 to variable x, and then I'm checking whether it is greater than 100 or not. Okay, if it is greater than 100, it prints yes. Okay, so else print no. So this is how if else statements work. Okay, if this condition is true, it execute these statements. If this condition fails, if this condition is fails, then it execute this else statements. Okay, we will run. Okay, save and then run. See, the value of x is 10. I'm checking whether 10 is greater than 100 or not. It is not. 10 is not greater than 100, so it executed this no statement. Okay, say for example I'm checking whether 10 is greater than 1. Now it will give this statement because this if condition is now it is true. Okay, 10 is greater than 1, so that is why it executes these statements. Otherwise it will execute these statements. Okay, now run. See, now we have yes because 10 is greater than 1. So this is how if else statement work. So the next is multi-way. Okay, multi-way is same as if else statements. Okay, if and then if you want to check another if condition, you can use elif. Okay, else if in C you might have seen if and then else if, and then you can use one more else if also. Finally you can use else statement. So like that in Python also we can use. So if you are going to test two or more condition, so in that case we can use this multi-way addition. That means if and then elif and then elif and then elif and then finally you can use else statement. Say for example here x is x equal to 4, and then I'm checking whether x less than 2 or not. If it is yes, it prints small. If it is no, again we are checking one more condition, x is less than 10 or not. If you want to check one more condition, you can use another if statement, no problem, whether x is less than 1 or not, like that you can check. Okay, finally you have to use else statement. Okay, now we'll see the demo. Okay, let it be the value of x be 10. Okay, first I'm checking whether x is greater than 10. Okay, then it's bigger, say for big. Okay, and then elif x greater than 5, bigger than big, or else we can use some sensible string here. Okay, greater than 10. Okay, and then greater than 5. Print. Okay, what it will be? Finished. Okay, save it. So what I have done here, I've assigned value 10 to variable x, and then I'm checking whether that value is greater than 10 or not. Okay, in first condition I'm checking whether it is greater than 10. If that condition is satisfied, it is going to print greater than 10. Okay, if this condition is failed, then it goes to this elif statement. Okay, here I'm checking whether it is greater than 5 or not. If this condition is satisfied, if this condition is comes to true, then it executes this statement greater than 5. Finally, I've used else statement. If this condition also failed, then it execute this else statement. Okay, so according to our program, it should execute only one statement here. Why? Because 10 is not greater than 10. Okay, so it won't execute this print statement. Here we are checking whether 10 greater than 5 or not. Yes, it is greater, then it executes this one, and it won't go to else statement because this condition is satisfied. That's it. The immediate statements, immediate else statements will not be executed. Okay, say for example, okay, first I will run tool and then build. See, we got greater than 5 only. If suppose I've used 20 here, now we will get only finished, because 10 is not greater than 10, and then 10 is not greater than 20, then it will execute whatever the statement present inside the else part, it will be executed. Okay, so and then run. See, finished. Okay, so this is how multi-way decision works. That is if and then elif. You can use even another elif also inside this one. Elif x greater than 5. Okay, and then run. See, we got greater than 5 here, because in first we have checked whether it is greater than 10. It fails, so it comes here, then it is also failed, then it comes here, then this condition is true now because 10 is greater than 5. That is why this print statement is executed. Okay, that's it. So on the next is try except structure. So this is what try except means. Is more or like if else statements. Okay, if see here, you surround a section of code with try and except. If the code in the try works, that means whatever the statements in the try part is work, then except part is skipped. Okay, if the try part is failed, then it jump to except section. Okay, see here, so we are getting input we are getting input from the user using this syntax raw input equal to input of enter a number. So user is entering a number, and then we are trying to convert that particular integer into particular user input to integer, because by using this command, by using this syntax, we will take user input as a string. Okay, if that particular user entered a string, if that input is a integer value, then we can convert that input to integer. If they entered a string value, we cannot able to convert to integer. We have already seen this type conversion in our class 2. Okay, so if you want, you can go and check the previous video. Okay, if that particular input is integer, then we can able to convert to integer. Okay, if it is not, we cannot able to convert. So for those kind of checking, for those kind of critical checking and all, we can use this try and except. Okay, here we got user input, and then in try statement we are trying to convert that particular user input to integer. If this statement is executed successfully, then this except statement won't get executed. Directly it comes here. Okay, if this is fail, this except statement will get executed. Okay, so actually what this code does is we got input, and then we are trying to convert here. If this is executed, then this except is skipped, and then it will go here. Okay, if ival greater than 0, say for example I have entered a number 42. Okay, then here we can able to convert that 42 into integer successfully, because the user entered 42 as a input. That is an integer value. We can able to convert using this statement. Okay, so if that particular input is converted to integer, that means ival is 42 now. Here this except is skipped because this is successfully executed. Okay, so this except is skipped, and then we are coming here. If ival greater than 0, we are checking whether ival is greater than 0 or not. Yes, it is greater than 0 because user entered is 42. So print nice work. So whatever the statement present after the indentation, that will get executed if this condition is satisfied. Otherwise else statement will get executed. Say for example a user entered 42 in words. Here we cannot able to convert to that input to integer. Why? Because we cannot able to convert string to integer. Okay, using this command. So now the ival is, so this in this we are trying to convert that 42 to a number. So we are not this statement will not get executed because we are not able to convert string to integer. So try statement fails here. So except is get executed. Here ival is equal to -1. We are setting ival to -1. So in this if statement we are checking ival is greater than 0 or not. Now the ival is -1. It is not greater than 0. So the else statement is executed. That is print not a number. Okay, we'll see the demo. Okay, let it be the user input 42 here. Okay, I'm not going to use that input of, we'll check. Okay, try. So example input. Okay, and then in try statement user here value. Okay, here we are trying to convert that input to integer. Okay, so assume here user is entered 42. Okay, and we are converting that to integer in try statement. If that conversion is failed, this except part is going to get executed. So I'm setting value to -1 here, and then checking whether that value is greater than 0. If that is greater than 0, then it is a number, else it is not a number. Okay, see, the user input here is 42, and then we are trying to convert to integer in try statement. If this is get successfully executed, then this except statement is not going to execute. So that is the logic of try and except. Okay, if this is executed, that means 42 is stored in this value. Okay, because we are converting in INP, that is input this INP to integer. That means 42 is stored here. Okay, stored as a integer because we have converted that 42 string to integer, and then 42 is stored in this value. Okay, so this statement is executed successfully, so the except statement is going to be skipped, and then we are checking whether that particular value is greater than 0 or not. If it is greater than 0, then it is going to print it is a number. If it is not greater than 0, then it is going to print it is not a number. Okay, so in this we have given 42, that is integer input, okay, in a string format. Okay, and then save and then run here. See, we got it is a number. Okay, try with like this. Okay, now we have entered a string value, okay, as an input. We are trying to convert this string value to integer. This is not possible. Okay, then this try, if this try part fails, this except part will get executed. So now the value is set to -1. So that -1 we are checking here. Okay, if value greater than 0 or not, that means -1 greater than 0. If this condition is fails, if this condition is true, what will happen? It execute this. If it is not, it execute this. Actually -1 is not greater than 0, so we will get print it is not a number. Okay, see, it is not a number. Okay, this is how try and except structure will work. In our next episode we'll see loops and iteration, that is for loop and then while loop, like that. Okay, so if you have any doubt, you can comment your doubts in comment section. Thank you for watching.